Transportation facilities, one of the things that they came up with restructuring our extended day program. This is where we picked up some, changed the role of the assistant principals a bit, picked up some more utilization of those employees in helping us manage that into a decentralized model, which we think will not only provide us a different approach to extended day, but what we hope is a much better approach for our students in the end. We added a 9-month custodial schedule to be able to reduce some of the work time of the custodians. Made some changes in our maintenance program as well. Our debt and capital subgroup, they were strongly supportive of our tax renewal, which we were very pleased that the voters approved back in April. We were able to go to market and successfully close a new debt offering on August the 11th, and for the 2012 year, reduce our overall expenditures by $7.2 million, which is significant. And they were very supportive, and were a great sounding board as we worked through that process. They also challenged us to utilize existing capacity as long as possible, to not get us into building programs until it was absolutely necessary. That's where the adjustments to class sizes and senior release programs helps us tremendously. It not only, it not only manages the number of teachers that we need to have, but it also manages the number of space that we have to have within our buildings. Going on to our total expenditures, we have a total expenditure budget of $154.8 million for next year. That is down $10 million from last year, and that includes the $7.2 million reduction in debt service. You can see we have a reduction in overall salaries and benefits of $2.3 million. That is net of about $1 million, a little bit less than $1 million of regular step increases that our employees earn as they continue years of service with the district. So that is a major component there. And you can see almost all the items that are red, they all have a reduction. Food service, of course, does not, because we gained 350 children this year, which that just takes us more in food to buy to feed the kids. Other purchase services is up a bit, and that really has to do with some increase in insurance costs and on properties, as well as some security issues there. Other than that, we have really trimmed in every area. Throughout 2010, we've been trimming and cutting back and changing our ways of utilization, and hopefully that will continue for us when we go into 2011. Our general fund expenditures, just looking at the total of those, as you can see where I referred to before, it's about $8.6 million of our total expenditures. The next largest expenditures we have is utilities. After that, they are, while they're still meaningful in dollars, they're much smaller as a percent of the overall expenditures. And we are down approximately $1 million in general fund expenditures this year over last year. This is 11 of them. Our staffing summary, we've reduced 35.88 FTE when we look at our budget for 2011 compared to our budget for 2010. And you can see the different categories where these people came out, the FTEs came from. The only one that showed a slight increase of 6, again, was in transportation, which is driven by the increase in students. When we have more students, we have more ridership, and that equates to more routes and more bus riders. So that's certainly an explainable change there. And this is small, and I apologize. The net story is we have $149 million in planned revenue. We have $154 million in planned expenditures, which puts us at our expenditures exceeding our revenues of $5.1 million. This is relatively consistent with what we had planned to be. We have more revenue and consequently have more expenditures, but the net of about $5 million negative would be what we would anticipate, given we've got a spend down program of our debt service fund, as we use that fund to pay down our debt. So, all in all, I think everyone in the district has certainly put forth great effort in managing through these very trying economic times. I know it means, hopefully it means some sacrifice in a lot of places, and that we don't have to hit anything too hard. We're going to hold on tight and continue to be fiscally conservative while we still provide those services that our parents and our community has said are important. And hopefully we'll get through this in the next couple of weeks.
Well done.
Mr. Bell?
All right, do any of the members of the board have any questions of Greg or Ms. Nancy? Tonight about the budget?
Kathy, you did say that the $2 million from the city was included in
Yes,
these
okay.
figures, correct?
Yes.
Anything else from the board? All right, we'll open it up to the public for any questions regarding the budget tonight. This part of the meeting deals strictly with the budget. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Andy, I have what I hope is a really simple question, something that I've always been confused about, the budget being a planning tool versus being accurate numbers. When you look at a budget, and you're a lay person like myself, and I'm just pulling up a budget to look at it, how confident can I be that those numbers are accurate within percentages? I mean, can I be fairly confident? Because I know you've put emphasis on it being a planning tool, and
Yes,
I've...
and it's very conservative, so, we hope if we err on the side where it is a benefit to the district. We hope we've taken the most conservative approach on revenue and the most conservative approach on expenditures. So, we hope that there's a positive variance when we get to the end. We're certainly not able to predict the future, so it's the best information we have at the time that it's available. Lots of things change from one year to the next, which we wouldn't necessarily have knowledge of at this point in time.
Thank you.
Well, I guess the bulk of it is still salaries and benefits.
And it's highly dependent on estimates. The proration variable, I think we all feel certain to a degree that that's inevitable in the upcoming year, but procedurally the state will not let you budget that at this point. So there's a built-in variance right there already for this.
Other questions from the public or comments regarding the budget? We're really very fortunate here in Hoover to be able to consider and act on a budget that does not reduce programs or negatively impact academics in these times of sharply reduced income. We're very fortunate to be in that kind of position. To be able to retain our Hooverness, as the term has been coined, is obviously very important to the community. And I believe we've been able to do that with this budget. It has taken a lot of work by a lot of people, making a lot of adjustments in countless ways to absorb the kinds of reductions that have had to come along and not cut or reduce our programs and our offerings to our young people. And I'm very proud and want to express the board's appreciation to Mr. Craig and the entire Hoover school staff, and to the men and women who were on the task forces that worked tirelessly with the superintendent and staff to analyze every aspect of the Hoover City Schools operations. And they made many recommendations that have been adopted and folded into this new budget and into the programs and into the operations of the school district. And were it not for all of those things, we would not be able to conclude our budget hearing tonight knowing that we retained our Hooverness in spite spite of taking huge hits in the income side of that balance sheet. All right, that concludes our second budget hearing for this year. We'll turn now to our regular board meeting and ask each of you, if you would please, to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which is going tonight to be led by Jackson, Reese, and Reed Corrigan from Likey Ridge Elementary School. Especially the young lady who stepped forward and took leadership. Thank you, young people. We appreciate it. The first item of business to come before the meeting tonight is the adoption of the agenda. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
You have a second?
A second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The agenda is adoption. And the first items on the agenda tonight have to do with recognitions of selected teachers, students, and we'll call on Mrs. Kiara Warwick, Assistant Superintendent, to handle that, please.
Thank you, Bo. I'm going to recognize a few of our staff members who have had some unique and outstanding recognitions this past month. Bonnie Campbell, Ms. Campbell, are you here? There she is, right here, coming forward. Okay. Bonnie Campbell, who teaches at Hoover High School, has been awarded the Hunnicky Award. This is a national award for a teacher who is a sponsor of the Mu Alpha Theta program. There are some criteria that the teacher has to meet to receive this award. She must be a sponsor, must have attended at least 2 national conventions, and then the most important thing is she has to have made a significant contribution to the national Mu Alpha Theta. And Ms. Campbell received that recognition. The nice part about this, not only receiving the national recognition, but she received a check for $2,000, and the Hoover High School math team received a check for $1,000 as a result of that award. Congratulations. The next award is presented to, for recognition, is presented to Miss Nancy Prickett from Simmons Middle School. Ms. Prickett, will you come forward? Ms. Prickett is a social studies teacher. She teaches American history at Simmons Middle School, and she's a natural storyteller. She teaches history by telling kids stories, and having been in her classroom numerous times to listen to her stories, one cannot help but get excited about American history. She was presented and recognized by the Shelby chapter of the Daughters of American Revolution for being an outstanding American history teacher. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Rowley. The next portion of our meeting has to do with action items, where the board will consider and act upon a number of matters that come before us, usually each month. The first is to consider and act upon approving the minutes of the last regular meeting, which was on August 2nd. The superintendent recommends that these minutes be approved. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the August 2nd meeting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?